Welcome to this episode of Disrupt Education. I have Afenya Montgomery, and actually I'm at Northwestern in Streeterville, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
What is Afenya about and the I Can Collective? I'll let you start.
Okay, I'm Afenya. I am the I Can Collective founder, Innovation, Collaboration, Accountability Network. And it's all about connecting diverse entrepreneurs and people to each other, resources to help create, launch, and scale viable businesses.
Sweet. So how did this get started? How did you grew this from nothing?
Yes.
I'm guessing. Okay,
Yes. So
that's great. I love that. I love the entrepreneurship that you have, the spirit. Tell me where it came from. What made you start it?
So I started a healthcare consulting firm, and I realized that I didn't have the resources that I needed to make my business grow like I wanted it to grow. And I felt like if I'm having these issues, other people must be. So it started out very small. It was just friends meeting up, sharing ideas, giving each other feedback, helping each other build our networks. And I'm like, this really needs to be something that more people could benefit from. So I launched with live events, starting with a panel last year, June 2017, that was called Leveraging Your Network to Create Impact. And from there we grew and started having regular events, and it just grew from there.
So you're about a year in?
Yep.
Wow. How many events have you done, do you know?
Yes, this will be number 7, coming up on number 7. Yep.
That's a lot. They're moving fast. That's
to.
Awesome. So what kind of things does the I Can Collective do in these events? What do you bring to them?
Yeah, so we have panel discussions, fireside chats, workshop conferences, and it's all about giving people information that they need to grow their business. So we'll take a successful business owner, CEO, or entrepreneur, put them in a situation like this, ask questions, have them run a workshop. So workshops include things like branding yourself, marketing your business, growing your social media, all things that we know we all need to get our businesses going. Finances, that's a huge part of it as well. So we'll pick a theme and pick an entrepreneur, spotlight that person, and go from there. And for our conferences, we'll have a full day of events.
Oh, that's amazing. A lot of information.
Yes.
And where do you do these things at? Where do you do them all across the city? And how do you do them?
All across the city. And my goal is to connect business owners to people who would use their services. So our caterer will be there, and they will connect with customers, photographers, all types of bloggers, digital branding people, as well as the owners of the venue. So I highlight the venue, so co-working spaces are great because our network uses those spaces, so highlighting new ones and bringing those to the forefront helps those businesses grow as well.
That's fantastic. So what kind of education do you have coming into this? So starting from like high school till now.
Okay, so I went to the best high school in the city, Kenwood Academy.
All right.
I went to Kenwood.
Shout out to Kenwood.
Shout out to Kenwood. And I went to the University of Illinois and got a consumer and textile marketing degree. So that was my bachelor's. And then a few years I was doing, I did fashion buying, I did retail management and some corporate leadership positions, and then I actually pivoted into nursing. So I went to Chamberlain University and got a bachelor's in nursing, and then a master's / MBA in nursing, MBA and executive leadership.
Wow. So what made you pivot?
What made me pivot? Okay, so what I noticed is I had more of a passion for taking care of people than taking care of clothing, and I was really into fashion at that time, but I wanted something more. And so my parents are both nurses, and my mom always told me I would be a nurse, and I always said I wouldn't. And I found out she was right, because it was really just me fighting that. And but I always wanted to do business, and I always wanted to take care of people, and so that's what I think led to that master's in executive leadership in nursing. And so that helped me groom myself onto more of a leadership path as well.
Did you feel like you could use some of the stuff that you got in your undergrad in what you're doing in nursing and now into entrepreneurship?
Yes, very much so, because I think that everything that I did in undergrad and the jobs that I got after that really helped frame my leadership career. So I have been in management roles as far back as 16 years old, actually.
Wow.
So I used to work. I started my first job was 9 West. It's a women's shoe company. Yes, and I moved way up the ranks there,
Mm-hmm.
and continue from there. So management was always a big focus for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So later in life, those skills have really helped me.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to throw a question at you.
Okay.
If you could go back to 16-year-old you at 9 West, what would you do anything differently?
I think I would have started to build a business back then. I think I see a lot of young people doing that now, and it's so inspiring and so motivating. And I had so many ideas back then. I could have applied a lot of stuff to business and building a business, and I would probably be a multimillionaire right now. But I'm still working on it.
All right, just a little later.
Just a little later.
Love that. So going back to the best high school in
Yes.
the world, which we already identified, if there was one thing like you could change in like a traditional education system, and not necessarily the high school you went to,
Yes.
but maybe something in that, what would it be?
I think a great thing that I'm seeing more of now are entrepreneurship courses. And I would give children that idea earlier, that they can build a business, they can run a business, especially in underrepresented communities. We're often not given those opportunities and not given that information. And so it would help impact our community so much if we could change that narrative, because we tell people they can be whatever they want to be, but we don't always prepare them for that. So how can I be all these things that maybe someone has told me, okay, you know, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to suffer, and you know, there's a grind and there's a hustle, and you have to learn that. But I think we sometimes scare ourselves out of it because of that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So shaping that earlier in students and giving them the ideas that they can like really grow those creative feelings inside of them into something bigger, I think I would change that.
Do you have like a curriculum in mind that might work with that, or you know, to change that up?
Yeah, I think bringing people like you into the school.
Hey, I'll do that.
Honestly, yes, I've seen you speak and I've seen what you do, and like having somebody maybe come in from the outside and speak to the students more often. I think there were more motivational speakers when I was in grammar school, elementary school. I remember like going to a lot of motivational speaking assemblies, we called them back then. I don't know that I see as much of that. It may have changed now, but when I was in high school, it wasn't as much of that. It was like, you know, kind of put your nose either in your books or athletics and, you know, get to your end result. But people coming in and like inspiring and motivating, I think it would be great to have that opportunity. Just like you can go to band class, you could go to big ideas class, you know, creative ideas class, entrepreneurship class, workshops, all of the things that I'm talking about with the entrepreneurs I work with as far as branding yourself, social media. Some of these children could teach it because they're doing it automatically anyway. So why not build that and have a course about YouTube?
Oh, we're gonna build. Let's just build.
Let's just do it.
Let's just build the school, right?
Why not?
So, what's next for
Yeah.
you? What's next? What's
So,
coming up?
yeah, so our conference this year is the biggest thing coming up. It is our second annual conference. It's November 17th, and we will have a full day of workshops. We will have branding, we will have marketing, but we'll have more. I feel like last year was our entrepreneurship 101. We're going to take it up to the next level and, you know, rev it up a notch and have a lot more information and practical tools that people can apply to their businesses.
I can't wait to see that, and it's like November out right now, but we won't talk about that.
I know.
But so where can people find you? Where can people find the ICANN Collective?
www.theicancollective.com, and don't forget it's the
Right.
icancollective.com.
Right.
It's a little thing.
We'll put that up down below.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your path, your ideas, your concepts, and definitely check out the ICANN Collective. There's a lot of things, a lot of knowledge. That's what we're doing here. We're disrupting education.
Disrupting education.
And you are a true disruptor.
Hey,
so
I'm changing
thank
the
you.
game.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
let's all change the game. We'll see you next time, guys.